I hope that you all are quite aware about his work. He's an IAS officer working with the government of India, and recently he shifted to primary education department as a director of primary education. It's school education. Yeah, school education. So it's a very good thing happening for the school education, but a loss for film because before that he was the director for films, and under his guidance from last 3 years, um, the film festival, IFI, International Film Festival of India, where quite a good student number of students they visit every year. It's like and even हाँ हाँ ये थोड़ा शायराना मिजाज में ये है कि थोड़ी खुशी है थोड़ा गम है, लेकिन ये अच्छी बात है कि स्कूल में अगर सर जाते हैं स्कूल एजुकेशन में तो ये देश के लिए बहुत ही बढ़िया ये काम होगा. So we congratulate sir, and without telling him, we have arranged for this informal talk with the students, so we can have a few introduction by the students also, few good kind of case studies in very brief. So to start with the film school, yeah, I request Dr. Aparna Kakar ma'am to felicitate Armstrong sir. This is the shawl made by our Khadi department here only. This is 3D printed Gandhiji, done in our IRC. Yeah, yes.
Mine came. I was in St. Stephen's College doing physics. I came from a place where rote learning is very popular, common, like in any other Indian school. My classmate, 31 of them, they have top IIT exams, this and that, but for the love of physics, they came. Children of parents who are scientists in IIC Bangalore, IITs, they all came to study. For them, it was so much easier. They just look at the equation on the board. They'll tell the answer. They're able to think. It was extremely difficult for me to comprehend. I got pretty good marks in class 12. I made it to St. Stephen's. I was topping the state board. I thought I'm good. Class started. I used to get 0 in class tests. There was a time when teacher wrote down an equation on the board and would say, every one of you in the class except Armstrong understands or not. I used to be that bad. Then when I watched this movie called The Beautiful Mind, you've seen it? The story of John Nash? That film changed the way I start studying. You see, in that film, the actor started seeing equations on his friend's neckties. Correct? On the forehead of someone. On the window panel, started seeing. I started imagining things. When I finished reading the books, I closed my eyes. I should be able to see what's there in the textbook. I should be able to interpret what's there on the book. Film changed. That particular film changed the way I studied physics. I graduated with pretty good marks. If you have chosen to be in this field, go out all for it. And I used to tell people that you are in the right profession. Why? Because in India, you have about 2 crore people coming out of poverty every year. Okay? When you come out of poverty, you have some disposable incomes, right? For an Indian normal family coming out of poverty, the idea of spending family time is not going to foreign countries. Not yet. But going to a theater together, watching movies together. Creating an entertainment for 2 crore people plus adding every year. You need a lot of entertainment, right? Someone has to create that, right? So you're in the right job. Give your best to do well. Create a meaningful content. Don't just create a content for the sake of it. I agree that getting into film world is even more difficult than getting through UPSC. Okay? Because in UPSC, there is no hereditary. You know, if your father is an IAS, doesn't mean that you'll be assured of getting into the IAS. But in film worlds, I think 60-70% of the seats are already reserved for, a good chain of passing down the generations. I don't say that they're not talented, they're definitely talented, but it's difficult for newcomers to come, correct? So that's why the competition is very, very tough. I have a staff, section officer, who is an engineer. He has been writing FTI entrance exam for the last 4 attempts. He used to miss by 1 mark, 2 marks. He's so talented. But for the course that he wants to, film editing, he's from general category, which is even more difficult. So there are only 12 seats available for the entire course. So basically it comes down to 6 seats. And they're like round of interviews. He has not been able to make it. So that's why I say getting into this film business is even tougher than UPSC. But you've chosen to be here. All the best. Give your best. You can sign. You can do a lot of things to change how society look at things. Don't only look at blockbusters movie. Okay? Less than 5% of the films made in India made it to the theaters because the cost of getting films released in the theater is very expensive. But don't be disappointed with that. Make it your passion. Whether you make money or not, as long as it comes for your bread and butter, don't only think at having 10,000 or 1,000 crores or 100 crores movie. I think I've come across a lot of people who really, really loves making films because they have passion for it. So may you all be one of them. For those in journalism, I have no much to say, though it was my ministry. I did not look after that verticals, but nonetheless, all the best. How I became what I am today is because of few journalists who took interest in my story. In 2012, when we were constructing this road, a lot of people contacted me. We want to do your story. I was refusing an interview, but one journalist from Times of India said, "Sir, you are putting your work all across in social media. We want to just do your story, which you are already doing in social media, Facebook." Okay, I can't refuse him. So I gave him an interview on 3rd November, 11 p.m. 2012. Okay, 11 p.m. he put the story online. In 2 hours, 30 lakh people read the story. At 1 a.m., my elder brother got a call from US, Seattle, saying, "Hey, Mr. Jeremiah, I just want to confirm if this story is true." Because in 2012, if you remember, we used to have a lot of scam story. Coal scam, 2G scam, or whatever not. I don't want to look back. I just want to make sure that this positive story is true. So I say, yes, it is true. If you don't believe, you can have a look at all these photos. That became a headline. That's how I think MGM connected with me, or else I would never be standing here. Journalists did a great job to make an Armstrong. You got a great story that you can create, and all the best for all your careers. And do well to change and impact the society. That's all I can say. My last request and a suggestion, my earlier ministry, is coming up with something called the World Audio Visual and Entertainment Summit, which is the world's first event to bring together the entire gamut of media and entertainment sector. You have different events like films alag, animation ka alag, gaming ka alag, even pura dunia mein. But our Honorable Prime Minister said, I want one event like the World Economic Forum Davos. All sectors come together under one roof. So We are designing this. I've been closely associated with it since the beginning of the planning, since last year. In February, from 5th February to 9th February at Bharat Mandapam, this event will be happening. In that event, there will be more than 26 or 27 challenges where people, especially in the media and entertainment world, should participate without fail. You have anime competition, you have animation filmmaking, you have trailer making. You know, trailer making, they are collaborating with Netflix. How? Netflix will give their 10 originals. You already see a lot of trailers, right? Whether a film makes it or break it, a lot depends on trailers. Say KGF 2, who made the trailer? 19-year-old boy. So the producer came across this boy like, oh, your work is not bad, yeah? Why don't you do a trailer? He did a trailer and KGF became what KGF is, especially from trailer. So we say, okay, we'll tie up with Netflix. You give us 5 or 10 of your originals. Let people apply, young people apply to do a trailer. Prices are good. The winner will get to go, will about 10th or 15th of the finalists will come and will get a chance to participate in the Wave Summit. You'll get to see the top people in the industry, from filmmakers, people like Shekhar Kapoor or Mani Ratnam. Many names will be there. We're also inviting people from foreign countries. I mean, an invitation is going out to people like James Cameron and others. You'll have from the technology world, Sundar Pichai and Mark Zuckerberg and others. Invitation is going out to them. You'll have a chance to see them live, free of cost. Huh? Government is gonna pay for your airfare, also a stay, also top 10 or 15 finalists in all of these 26, 27 events. And the winner of those will get to participate in some of the biggest event related to that challenge. If it is films, we'll sponsor your trip to Cannes Film Festival. How cool is that? Okay? If you are a winner in the gaming category, you'll be sent to San Francisco in the GDC or Cologne in Germany, Gamescom. So there are about 26 challenges that is being run through. For more details, I'll send a video to one of you. Please go through that. It's so simple. Wavesindia.org. If you go there, you'll see a lot of challenges in there. Waves, WAVES, India.org. Of course, I will send the video, promo video of all of these 25 challenges. Huh? Instagram also available. Yes. So there are a lot of games. Hackathon will be there. What are the interesting other events? Oh, have you heard of Naina? Naina. Naina, not the film heroine. Naina. Okay, she's the first virtual influencer. Okay. AI, yeah, she's a virtual influencers created through AI. So the same people who created this Naina is running a challenge to create another virtual influencers. Whoever comes out with the best, will get similar facilities. So all of those interesting challenges are there. I want at least 100 participants registration to be done from your college. Ma'am, will you please ensure that? Yes. And at least 2 or 3 of you to meet me next year in Waves event in Bharat Mandapam. Can you do that? Yes. Sir. More than 10 will be great, but at least 2 or 3. You should be in the top 10 in your category to be there. So, wish you all the best. Thank you.
मेरे सीने में न सही, तेरे सीने में ही सही, कहीं पर भी हो आग, मगर आग जलनी चाहिए, और सिर्फ हंगामा खड़ा करना मेरा मकसद नहीं, कोशिश ये है कि ज़माने की सूरत बदलनी चाहिए. In Mahatma Gandhi's word, this gentleman is shaking the world in a very gentle way. So we need much more inspiration from you, but observing the time constraint, let us conclude here. Thank you very much, sir.
They want to ask one or two questions?
Two questions.
No one, then we leave.
Okay, आपका
Building when before you were born in actually 1980s, and the road never got completed. They said you cannot do it. So it became a challenge for me to raise fund. I never seek donation, not a single peso donation from anyone. I say this is gonna be completed with or without your help. You want to be a part of it, better be it. We got collaboration from people from 25 countries. So the same gentleman from Seattle, NRI, who had not visited India for the last 25 years, called up my brother and said, after confirming, I'm so happy. I'm gonna send you 5,000 US dollar the next morning. 2 hours later at 3 a.m., another engineer, Sikh Sadarji gentleman, young chap, working in New York, called up, wired 3,000 US dollar. We devised a lot of strategies to raise fund. We got it done. No questions asked. There were a lot of people saying you cannot do it. We defy